Hey everybody, this is Six back with another Six Plays It Real Quick. But actually, I think this is more of a full playthrough, but just, I guess, clipped up. This is Sailor Moon, Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon, and I found on MAME. Just stumbled across it, and I saw that it was a beat 'em up, and I just decided, you know what, let me give this a good run. And I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed playing this game. This is a really good beat 'em up game that I recommend. And it just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know how I ended up just playing it, but this is a really, really cool game. I just want to say from the beginning that, yeah, I highly recommend this game. It's of the beat 'em up genre. If you like beat 'em up games like Streets of Rage and other type games, Golden Axe, those type beat 'em up games, then I recommend this. This is a solid game. There's some good things I like about it. There's a few cons as well. But overall, I do like this game. And there's also some things that I like in this game that they don't really have in your traditional beat 'em up games that I wanted to showcase. For example, this. Your character gets these special crystals that let you do special abilities. And you can actually level them up. It's kind of reminiscent of Golden Axe, how you can get certain abilities upgraded for your special attacks and it'll make it stronger. So I think on this game you can get either 1, 2, or 3 crystals collected and it'll do a stronger attack and it'll give you a different animation based on that. If you're not really familiar with Sailor Moon, I'm not really familiar either, but I do remember watching the TV show when I was younger before I went to school. This was at like around 7:30 in the morning. I would watch it on regular television, network television, not cable, getting ready for school, and I would watch it, and I'm just like, this is a cool anime show, and it came on early in the morning before school. It was this show I used to watch, RoboCop and Dragon Ball Z. I think they did the first couple seasons on regular TV, and they would rotate them. But yeah, Sailor Moon was an interesting TV show. But it was actually pretty cool. I'm sure it's still around to this day. Now that I think about it, I don't know, but I mean it was a cool show. And I just remember, and I was like, Sailor Moon? And then as soon as I said that, I remember the theme song. The one named Sailor Moon. And then it was Sailor Moon, she was the main character, and she had her group of friends that were named after like the planets, like I think Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Mercury, and Venus. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So when I played the game, I'm just like, okay, this is a beat 'em up. That's pretty neat. So I just decided to give this a run, and I enjoyed it. The graphics are pretty cool. As you can see, they have like anime cutscenes for the special moves for each character, and I'm like, that's pretty decent. That's for an arcade game. Like they really went and added that in, which is pretty cool. You can see they do the combos, the basic stuff. They have their jumping attacks. They have their moves that they do to clear space, like a spinning kick or around, like a spinning back fist and stuff like that. And then of course these special moves. And that's pretty cool. The only thing that I really didn't really vibe with this is that it's like I said in other previous games, it's a quarter muncher. It's designed in the arcades to take your money. So there are parts where it can get really, 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 really cheap, especially when you're fighting the bosses. Oh, there's my boy, Tuxedo Mask. He was the one on the show that would like come and help the girls fight off a boss, and he would like throw a rose and then disappear. Kind of like how he just did there. He was literally the Boba Fett of Sailor Moon, and it was just hilarious. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing through this game. It just was the few parts where I got kind of jammed up by the bosses. They were just doing way too much damage with too many hits, or they would overwhelm you. A lot of the times they would send like maybe 6 or 7 enemies at you at once to try to take to overwhelm you and make you lose your quarters. When I played through this playthrough, it took me about, I would say, almost close to $6 worth of quarters. And if I was playing this in the arcade, I probably would have said nah, I'm not doing that because the bosses are just too overwhelmingly tough. I wouldn't have wanted to play through that. But as far as everything else, just going around beating up the enemies and all that stuff, it was pretty cool. Like I vibe with it. And I recommend it to anybody who would want to try it out and play it. So yeah, if you can get your hands on this game, why not? As you can see right now, as I'm fighting this boss, this was ridiculous. Like she just constantly, she'll hit you and take so much damage. She disappears and you can't really catch up to. Look at it, see, look, just grab you. Look at that. You only when you insert your coin. Imagine playing this in the arcade and you put in the coin, you get 1 life, and then it's 1 and then it's 0, and she hit me twice and I lost it. And that means if you get hit 2 more times, you got to pop another quarter in to keep playing. Now this game would probably be a lot easier if you had 2 players, but still, that is insane. Just like the amount of damage that the character does. There's also some other bosses throughout the game too where they can hit you and you get stunned and they'll just take like half of your bar just for hitting you with combos and stuff. But I mean, it's all part of the game, so I enjoyed it. I thoroughly liked it. This is probably going to go up in my beat 'em up collection, and I'm hoping to be able to actually showcase more games like this, more obscure type games like these, so that everybody can get a chance to see what they could potentially have missed out on. And I like this one. Like, look at her little jab, and then I just get snatched up. It's just so funny. But yeah, I haven't played this with 2 players, so I don't know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure this boss would probably be a lot easier that way. I really like the special moves. Look at the animation on that. Like in the arcade, like you would not see anything like this on Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis or like, yeah, you wouldn't have seen this quality arcade like graphics. That's the one thing that I do love about arcade machines and stuff. It's just like they had one game, but they just put like a lot of resources into the game to make it look really spectacular. Like for example, like Metamorphic Force, you got that crazy music, and it's like the graphics is excellent. But that's another thing too that I kind of didn't vibe with this game. Is just the soundtrack. It's like elevator waiting room music. So it's nothing memorable. But besides that, yeah, I highly recommend this game. This game is really fun. I like the graphics. I like the gameplay. It can be a bit cheap, but that's because it's an arcade game. Get a little cheesy. The special move animations are pretty cool. You get a good variety of characters to pick, which is always awesome in the beat 'em up because it gives you more variety. And there's a good amount of stages too. The challenge is there, and it's just overall fun. So I highly recommend it. If you can find it, go play it. Enjoy it. All right, guys. Just want to say thanks for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it, and there will be more coming. Stay tuned.